Hablo en nombre de los enfermos que no tienen medicina. Hablo en nombre de aquellos a los que se les ha negado el derecho a la vida y la dignidad humana. Unos países poseen, en fin, abundantes recursos. Otros no poseen nada. ¿Cuál es el destino de estos? Morirse de hambre. Ser eternamente pobres. ¿Para qué sirve entonces la civilización? ¿Para qué sirve la conciencia del hombre? ¿Para qué sirven las Naciones Unidas? ¿Para qué sirve el mundo? No se puede hablar de paz en nombre de decenas de millones de seres humanos que mueren cada año de hambre o enfermedades curables en todo el mundo. No se puede hablar de paz en nombre de 900 millones de analfabetos. La explotación de los países pobres por los países ricos debe cesar. Sé que en muchos países pobres hay también explotadores y explotados. Me dirijo a las naciones ricas para que contribuyan. Me dirijo a los países pobres para que distribuyan. Basta ya de palabras. Hacen falta hechos.
سيادة الرئيس، إنني كثائر من أجل الحرية، إنني ثائر من أجل الحرية، وأعرف كثيرين من الجالسين في هذه القاعة كانوا في مثل المواقع النضالية التي أقاتل منها الآن، واستطاعوا من خلال نضالهم أن يحولوا أحلامهم إلى حقائق. إنهم شركائي في الأمل والحلم. لقد جئتكم يا سيادة الرئيس بغصن الزيتون في يدي وببندقية الثائر في يدي، فلا تسقطوا الغصن الأخضر من يديه، لا تسقطوا الغصن الأخضر من يديه، لا تسقطوا الغصن الأخضر من يديه.
I think that the first people who should read this book are our brothers and sisters in the United States, because their threat is in their own house. The devil is right at home. The devil himself is right in the house. And the devil came here yesterday. Yesterday, the devil came here. Right here. Right here. And it smells of sulfur still today. This table that I am now standing in front of. Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, from this rostrum, the President of the United States, the gentleman to whom I refer as the devil, came here talking as if he owned the world. Truly, as the owner of the world. I think we could call a psychiatrist to analyze yesterday's statement made by the President of the United States. As the spokesman of imperialism, he came to share his nostrums to try to preserve the current pattern of domination, exploitation, and pillage of the peoples of the world. An Alfred Hitchcock movie could use it as a scenario. I would even propose a title, The Devil's Recipe. As Chomsky says here clearly and in depth, the American empire is doing all it can to consolidate its hegemonistic system of domination, and we cannot allow them to do that. We cannot allow world dictatorship to be consolidated.
هل المقاعد الدائمة هل نحن متساويين فيها؟ أبدا غير متساويين. من برا الخطابة فقط زي ما تخطب في حديقة هاي.
Instead of the scheduled 35 minutes, Gaddafi monopolized the floor for 1.5 hours and ended by tossing the UN Charter aside.
Iran's President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad has addressed the UN General Assembly, claiming his country is under threat from what he called uncivilized Zionists. Under increasing pressure over Iran's nuclear program, Ahmadinejad also said big powers were trying to force smaller ones into submission. The arms race and intimidation by nuclear weapons and weapons of mass destruction by the hegemonic powers have become prevalent, he said. Testing new generations of ultra-modern weaponry and a pledge to disclose these armaments in due time is now being used as a new language of threat against nations to coerce them into accepting a new era of hegemony. Earlier this week, Ahmadinejad outraged many by saying Israel would eventually be eliminated, and many delegates walked out during his speech, in which he also accused the West of ignoring the people. The will and views of the masses have the least impact and influence on the big decisions, especially those made about the major domestic and foreign policies in the US and in Europe, he said. Their voices are not heard, even if they constitute 99% of their societies. This should be Ahmadinejad's last speech to the UN, as he's on his second term in office and under Iranian law cannot stand for a third when the country goes to the ballot box to elect a new president next year.
So how much enriched uranium do you need for a bomb? And how close is Iran to getting it? Well, let me show you. Brought a diagram for you. Here's a diagram. This is a bomb. This is a fuse. In the case of Iran's nuclear plans to build a bomb, this bomb has to be filled with enough enriched uranium. And Iran has to go through 3 stages. The first stage, they have to enrich enough low-enriched uranium. The second stage, they have to enrich enough medium-enriched uranium. And the third stage and final stage, they have to enrich enough high-enriched uranium for the first bomb. Where's Iran? Iran's completed the first stage. Took them many years, but they completed it, and they're 70% of the way there. Now they're well into the second stage. And by next spring, at most, by next summer, at current enrichment rates, they will have finished the medium enrichment and move on to the final stage. From there, it's only a few months, possibly a few weeks, before they get enough enriched uranium for the first bomb. Ladies and gentlemen, what I've told you now is not based on secret information. It's not based on military intelligence. It's based on the public reports of the International Atomic Energy Agency. Anybody could read them. They're online. So if these are the facts, and they are, where should a red line be drawn? A red line should be drawn right here. Before Iran completes the second stage of nuclear enrichment necessary to make a bomb, before Iran gets to a point where it's a few months away or a few weeks away from amassing enough enriched uranium to make a nuclear weapon.
My administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.